Hi, Rhema. It's week 33, day 5 of our Bible narrative reading plan. Today we're back in Jeremiah chapters 38 and 39. We've seen that Jeremiah has a difficult ministry. He's not being believed, he's not being treated well, and right out of the gate here in verses 38, 1 through 6, Jeremiah is cast into a cistern. He's cast into a well, a pit. He's left there to die because the people don't want to hear what he has to say. Verses 2 and 3 are pretty much a synopsis, a summary of what his message has been over and over. And the officials say, let him be put to death because he's weakening the morale of our people. He keeps saying that Babylon is going to win, and we don't want to hear that. They don't pause and ask, what if he's telling the truth? They only want to point out, hey, people are going to get discouraged if they keep hearing this over and over, and so we want him cast into the pit. So he's left there, but not for long. We see that God sends Ebed-Melech, an Ethiopian. His name means a servant of the king, and he comes and rescues Jeremiah out of the pit. And then what happens? Jeremiah keeps doing the ministry that God has given him. He warns Zedekiah the king. And verses 14 and 15, the king says to Jeremiah, I'm going to ask you a question and tell me the truth. Don't hide anything back. Don't hold anything from me. Jeremiah says to Zedekiah, if I tell you, will you surely not kill me? And Zedekiah says, as the Lord lives, who made our souls, I will not put you to death. So he's got Zedekiah's assurance that he will live. And Jeremiah says, all right, this is the word of the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel. If you will surrender, your life will be spared. But if you do not surrender, then this city will be given into the hand of the Babylonians, and they will burn it with fire, and you will not escape. Zedekiah listens to this message, and Jeremiah reminds him, he urges him, obey today, obey now the voice of the Lord. If you refuse to surrender, this is the vision which the Lord has shown to me. And Jeremiah tells him again, it is not going to go well for Zedekiah if he does not listen to the word of the Lord. Verse 24, Zedekiah has heard these words, and he tells Jeremiah, don't tell anybody else about this. Keep this to yourself, or else you will die. And Zedekiah gives him instructions, and Jeremiah does answer when these people come and ask him questions. The officials, they come and talk to him. But read carefully there, because at first you might think, well, Jeremiah is saying what Zedekiah said, and it's a lie. But that's not what the text says. It says he answered them as the king had instructed him. He tells them the bare minimum, but they don't need to know the rest. Chapter 39, we see finally the fall of Jerusalem. It's been building toward this for a long time. And we see that it's a long battle. It begins in verse 1, in the 9th year of Zedekiah, in the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army come against Jerusalem and besiege it. They cut it off from all outside resources. They're cutting off the water supply. They're gathering around. They're waiting the people out. And we see that they wait the people out over 2 years, probably 2.5 years, a long period of time. We see verse 3, people have made it to the middle gate. They've made it to the heart of the city. They have successfully invaded. Zedekiah and the soldiers, they try to flee. They go out toward the Arabah, but the army chases them and overtakes them on the plains of Jericho. So what happens to Zedekiah, this unfaithful king? Well, sentence is passed on him. His sons are slaughtered. The nobles are slaughtered. His eyes are plucked out, and he's bound in chains to be taken to Babylon to live there in jail until his death. What happens to the rest of the people? Well, many people are carried into exile into Babylon. This is the third deportation, kind of the end of this series of deportations of Jewish people being sent into exile. But some people are left. Some of the people are so poor, essentially, that they're not even worth carrying to Babylon, and they're left there to be farmers and vineyard carers of the vineyards. So what happens to Jeremiah in all this? Jeremiah's had a hard ministry. It's been difficult. But the captain of the guard is told by Nebuchadnezzar, take care of Jeremiah, do him no harm, deal with him as he tells you. They send Jeremiah away from the court of the guard. They set him free. He's been held captive by Zedekiah and all the people there in Judah because they didn't like his message. He's now set free. What happens to the Ethiopian, the one who rescued Jeremiah? God does not forget about him, and the chapter ends by reminding this man, the Ethiopian, that God will deliver him. God will surely save him as well. So all that Jeremiah has said has now come true. He's had a difficult message to deliver, but he's been faithful and it has come true. He's been vindicated, but God's people have been conquered. They've been sent into exile. But God does not leave his people without hope. He's not done with them yet. Here's a summary of today's reading. For more information, go to tunemyheart.org.